Galatasaray. And I remember vividly, in one of the newsstands, I saw the book. It was The Legend of the Independence War. I can clearly saw the cover in the eyes of my mind. It was black, and it is drawing of one of those sculptures. And that was the breakthrough for my generation. And of course, I couldn't afford to buy it on the moment because it was the end of the weekend. I had already spent all my money. But he had a big influence on me and on my generation. So the second poem is from Crimean team. I have many poems written for Crimean Tatars, their predicaments, histories, and culture. This is about a certain Bekir Osmanov, a real person. And the date, I guess, was 18 May 1944, maybe midnight. It was Bahçesaray, the main city in Crimea. And Stalin was getting the all Tatar population deported in different parts of the Soviet Union. And this is Communist Bandit. His picture had sprouted all over the town, on the walls of the city hall, at the entrance of the mosque, even in the small coffee houses, as if to celebrate the early summer. In all languages, in Russian, Tatar, and of course, German. Communist bandit, most wanted, his eyes wide open, astonished at the listed reward. His rescue of the three partisans from a Gestapo prison in the north, in the middle of a snowstorm, had brought him the highest of the honors. Partisan of the patriotic war, first class, and a bullet, a mother's prayer away from the spine. Only a year later, when crammed into the cattle car by the NKVD agents next to me, he immediately kissed my hand. "Don't worry, Dede," he said. "They'll understand soon. This is a terrible mistake." As soon as they closed the door, though, he started to cry. "Nazi collaborator, enemy of the proletariat." He sobbed, "How can I take that?" His medals were stripped away, but the bullet next to his spine stayed forever there. Another association I have with Nazım Hikmet is through his stepson, Mehmet Fuat. Murat Bey read a poem from 21-22 series. Those poems were written for the mother of Mehmet Fuat. Mehmet Fuat, his stepson, a wonderful person, a first-class publisher. And he used to publish a periodical called DE. And during my Saturdays, I used to stop in his office and talk to him. And many of the poets, again, Murat Bey mentioned and read from his work, like Ece Ayhan, Cemal Süreyya used to be around. And I used to give one of my poems or to Mehmet Fuat to see what reaction he would give me, or I would dream that he might publish one of my poems in his prestigious review, which never happened. But he was a very gentleman, and he would put my poem into a drawer and say, "I just read a poem by Nazım Hikmet." After reading a poem from him, one cannot read anybody else's, in particular modern poets. So he was kind. In case you didn't notice, actually, I wasn't born in Bronx, New York. I speak a special dialect of English and write in this dialect. It is the first generation immigrants dialect. I make many mistakes with prepositions, and the articles "the" or "a" are completely alien to me. But America has been very welcoming poet, and whenever I make those type of mistakes, my friend says it is very charming and poetical. Balls of dust. This is about Anatolia in maybe 12th century or 13th. But the story is the story of Anatolian people. Whatever their religion, ethnicity, or language, they suffered a lot. Balls of dust. First came the man of the cross, killed our husbands, our brothers, took away our sons. Thus the strength of our villages disappeared. 1,000 thanks, God the merciful. The Seljuk sultans rescued the ones still alive, but stole our mules, sheep, and goats. Thus our already sparse meat disappeared. Milk for children, yogurt for the sick, cheese, our only joy, from the belly of our loaves disappeared. Then came the sons of Genghis. They plundered our orchards, pillaged our farms, kitchens, and cupboards. Thus our red apples, green plums, the most faithful onion and garlic disappeared. Barley no more, rye no more, wheat no more. The bottom of the bottom, from the tables, our bread disappeared. Then Almighty stopped answering prayers, even of the holiest among us. The generous clouds from his majestic skies, the life-giving rain from our world disappeared. Only a wind, a punishing wind stayed behind. Earth in our eyes, dirt in our mouths. We buried our neighbors, parents, and children. Nobody could sleep day or night. Then, one by one, from their tombs, the dead disappeared. Thank you very much.